the internet is melting down because Chrisean Rock just got warned by none other than Blueface's mom. Yeah, you heard that right. Mama Blueface didn't just throw shade, she threw an entire thunderstorm. And baby, it's shaking Hollywood harder than a Zeus reunion special on caffeine. It all started with one explosive post. One tiny social media nuke that made the Kardashians look like peacekeepers. Chrisean hit post, and within seconds, Blueface's mom allegedly snapped, firing off threats that had fans screaming, "This ain't no family drama, this is a street sermon with Wi-Fi." You thought love and hip-hop was messy? Nah. This is what happens when toxicity becomes a full-time job. Chrisean's defiance, Karlissa's wrath, and Blueface caught in the middle like a confused referee who lost his whistle. Screenshots are flying, lives are being dissected. And somewhere in the middle of this social media earthquake, fans are asking one question: how far will this war go before someone really gets burned? Grab your popcorn, your charger, and your favorite messy tea mug, because this isn't just a feud. This is the Blueface family civil war, and the first shots have been fired. Chrisean Rock might have just started the most explosive digital war of the year with nothing but one post, one caption, and one facial expression that said, "I dare you to say something." The internet thought she was cooling down, focusing on motherhood, music, and staying out of trouble. But peace and Chrisean mix about as well as gasoline and a match. For a few weeks, she was posting her baby, her faith, her glow-up. Fans were starting to whisper that maybe, just maybe, she was done with the drama. But then came that post. 8 words that shook the entire Blueface household like an earthquake. Sometimes you gotta let the fake love expose itself. No tags, no names, just venom dipped in mystery. It was the kind of caption that doesn't need context because the audience already knows the cast. Within minutes, the entire internet pointed at one person: Blueface's mom, Karlissa. If you've been around long enough, you already know Karlissa's reputation. She's not just a mother, she's a one-woman talk show, the self-appointed president of the Blueface fan club, and the CEO of Unnecessary Comments. The woman could turn a church sermon into a subtweet. So, when Chrisean dropped that fake love bomb, it didn't take a psychic to know where it landed. Karlissa saw it, felt it, and probably called 3 friends before hitting "Go live." The second Karlissa opened her mouth on Instagram, you could practically hear the chaos forming in the algorithm. "Let me tell y'all something," she said, eyes blazing with that signature mama energy that could scare even the toughest rapper. "Don't play with my son. Don't talk slick about my family." And just like that, Mama Blueface declared war. Within seconds, the live chat exploded. Fans, trolls, and bloggers flooding in like paparazzi at a crime scene. People were screen recording every second, ready to post their Karlissa threatens Chrisean clips for that sweet viral rush. The neighborhood gossip pages couldn't type fast enough. Blueface's mom warns Chrisean Rock after cryptic post, flooded every blog feed. Karlissa didn't stop there. She kept talking like she was auditioning for her own Zeus special. Y'all think I'm scared of her? Please. I raised Blueface. You know how much patience that takes? It was both savage and unhinged. The kind of quote that makes the audience both laugh and flinch. She went on to suggest that Chrisean needed to watch what she says before she gets checked. That one line, that single phrase, set the internet ablaze. Because in social media language, watch what you say doesn't mean caution. It means conflict is brewing. And conflict in this family is a full contact sport. Within minutes, Twitter turned into a virtual courtroom. One side screamed that Karlissa was out of line, picking on a young mother who's already been through hell. The other side clapped for Karlissa like she was delivering a sermon at the Church of Petty. Memes flooded timelines. One showed Karlissa as Thanos snapping her fingers while Chrisean disappeared into Instagram dust. Another had Chrisean wearing boxing gloves with the caption, "Round 2, Mama vs. Rock." It was comedy gold for the internet, tragedy for the family, and pure content for everyone else. The comment sections were a circus of laughing emojis, fire icons, and popcorn gifs. Every influencer with a ring light had an opinion. But the real twist? Chrisean didn't flinch. She didn't delete her post. She didn't apologize. She didn't even address Karlissa directly. Instead, she posted again. A single picture. No caption. Just her sitting there smirking, music playing in the background. "Ain't worried 'bout nothin' by French Montana. That silent, smug confidence hit harder than any paragraph. It was the digital equivalent of flicking your hair in slow motion while your enemy's yelling. Fans went wild. "She's unbothered," they tweeted. "This girl lives for chaos," another commented. It wasn't just shade. It was psychological warfare done in HD. Blueface, meanwhile, found himself in the middle of yet another mess he clearly didn't prepare for. The man's been fighting legal drama, music slumps, and now he's watching his mother and his ex-fiancée go at it online like it's a tag team cage match. Some fans noticed he liked a few cryptic tweets about staying out of grown folks' business, which only made things worse. Because in the world of celebrity gossip, silence is never neutral. It's gasoline. Every action, every emoji, every like becomes evidence in the court of social media. And Blueface's mom saw that as betrayal. Karlissa went live again, claiming she raised a man, not a mute. She started dragging Chrisean's parenting, her attitude, even her looks. It went from a warning to a full-blown roast session. And that's when Chrisean finally clapped back, but not with words, with energy. She went on her own live and simply laughed. Just pure, chaotic laughter that said everything without saying anything. Fans flooded her comments. She don't care. She's about to snap. Oh, it's war now. The whole internet could feel the tension, like watching a lit candle fall toward a pile of fireworks. From there, things spiraled faster than a Kardashian PR crisis. Old clips resurfaced of Karlissa arguing with Blueface's sister. Chrisean's old tweets were dug up. Even people who weren't involved started chiming in. Ray J dropped a comment saying, "Family gotta chill," and fans turned it into a meme. Blogs milked the moment dry, posting blurry screenshots with dramatic music overlays. YouTube reactors were cranking out the truth about Chrisean versus Blueface's mom videos by the hour. The entire internet turned this feud into a digital soap opera, and everyone wanted front row seats. Behind the madness, though, lies the uncomfortable truth: Chrisean and Blueface's mom were never destined for peace. From the moment Chrisean entered Blueface's life, Karlissa made it clear she didn't approve. She's called her disrespectful, immature, unfit. Everything short of a saint. Chrisean, on the other hand, never backed down. Their tension's been bubbling under the surface for years, spilling out every time Blueface breathes near another woman or posts something shady. This feud wasn't random. It was a ticking time bomb that finally detonated. And when it exploded, it wasn't just two women yelling. It was a clash of generations, pride, and social media ego. Karlissa represents old-school tough love, the respect your elders era, while Chrisean is Gen Z fire, emotional, reactive, and allergic to authority. The two are oil and water, and Blueface is the spark that keeps reigniting the flame. The internet loves it because it's unscripted chaos, the kind that feels too dramatic to be real, but too messy to be fake. The deeper question fans are asking now is, who's really the villain? Is it Karlissa for threatening a young mother online? Or is it Chrisean for throwing shade when she knew exactly what button she was pushing? Maybe it's Blueface, sitting silent while his mom and his ex destroy each other for public entertainment. Or maybe the villain is us, the viewers, the reactors, the bloggers who keep feeding the fire because, let's be honest, we love a good scandal. Social media doesn't run on truth anymore. It runs on outrage, and this feud is premium-grade fuel. The more you look at it, the clearer it gets. This isn't just family drama. It's entertainment evolution. What used to be private fights are now public spectacles. And everyone's addicted. Karlissa might have meant to warn Chrisean, but all she really did was hand her the spotlight on a silver platter. Because the more they feud, the more attention Chrisean gets, and the more her name trends. In a twisted way, Karlissa is helping her enemy win. As the dust started to settle, or at least tried to, fans began noticing something eerie. Both women were still posting, still watching each other's stories, still sending subliminals. No peace, no apologies, just smoke. And that's when people realized this wasn't the end of the fight. This was the opening act. This wasn't the end of the fight. This was the opening act. The calm that followed was faker than influencer apologies. Everyone pretended to move on, but the tension was still cooking behind every post, every quote, every sly lyric. You could almost hear the shade humming in the background like a microwave ready to explode. Then came the twist, a late-night Instagram live that changed everything. Out of nowhere, Karlissa popped back up on screen, hair wrapped, attitude armed, and ready to detonate another round of chaos. She said, "I'm not threatening nobody. I'm just saying, some people need to stop acting like victims when they've been villains." Boom. 10 words that reignited the entire internet. Fans didn't even need context. They knew exactly who she was talking about. Within minutes, the clip hit TikTok, Twitter, and every gossip page with captions like, "Karlissa doubles down on warning Chrisean Rock." And Mama Blueface ain't backing off? The memes started multiplying faster than Kris Jenner filing trademarks. One had Karlissa holding a microphone with the caption, "Zeus Network, call me." Another showed Chrisean wearing angel wings with Saint Rock versus Mama Apocalypse written across it. The digital crowd couldn't get enough. They weren't watching a feud anymore. They were watching a saga. People started calling it the Blueface cinematic universe. Every live, every post, every side-eye became a new episode. And the comments? A battlefield. Some fans crowned Chrisean the queen of unbothered, while others called her delusional. One comment said, "This makes the Kardashians look like librarians." And honestly, they weren't wrong. Chrisean, of course, wasn't sitting quietly. The girl lives on energy. The more chaos you throw, the louder she laughs. So she hopped on live, baby on her hip, smiling like she just heard the best joke in the world. "Y'all really believe I'm scared?" she said, laughing. "Ain't nobody finna check me?" That one line turned into a viral sound. TikTokers were lip-syncing it while pretending to dodge imaginary shade. Influencers used it in their videos. Suddenly, Chrisean's defiance became the internet's anthem. She wasn't just trending, she was dominating. Every clip of her laughing, rolling her eyes, or posting quotes about God handling fake people got millions of views. The world couldn't look away, and then the celebrities jumped in. You know it's real when random rappers start picking sides. Tokyo Tony went live saying, "Karlissa gotta chill. That girl just had a baby." Cardi B's hairstylist posted a cryptic tweet, "Moms be forgetting they not in the industry." Tamar Braxton commented under a blog post, "This whole thing feels demonic." The reactions turned the feud into a Hollywood group project. Everyone wanted a slice of the viral pie. Even Blueface's sister, Kaylee, couldn't resist joining the circus. She posted a video saying, "They both messy, but my mama always been about that action." Fans instantly flooded her comments, begging for her to pick a side. She didn't. Instead, she uploaded a story with popcorn emojis. Pure chaos. By now, the internet had split into two armies: the Pray for Chrisean squad and the Respect Mama Blueface militia. Twitter threads turned into investigative documentaries. People were analyzing old interviews, finding clips from years ago, comparing facial expressions like FBI agents. One viral thread claimed Karlissa was jealous of Chrisean's fame. Another said Chrisean had replaced Blueface's mom in his life emotionally. It was Freud meets Zeus, and the theories were wilder than any plotline on reality TV. One fan even joked, "This family needs a reunion episode hosted by Judge Judy." And honestly, that would break every streaming record known to mankind. Then came the receipts. A blog leaked screenshots allegedly showing messages between Karlissa and one of Blueface's exes. The messages hinted at a plan to expose Chrisean's bad habits. Whether they were real or not didn't matter. Perception online is reality. The story blew up. Headlines screamed, "Leaked DMs show Karlissa plotting against Chrisean Rock." Karlissa denied everything, calling it fake news from fake people. But the damage was done. The internet had made up its mind. Chrisean became the underdog again, the fiery survivor standing up to an overbearing mother figure. The sympathy points skyrocketed, and so did her follower count. Meanwhile, Blueface tried to step in, which was his first mistake. He posted on X saying, "Y'all weird for thinking my mom wanna fight my baby mama?" That one line made it worse. Fans dragged him for not defending either woman properly. They said he was trying to play neutral while his family was at war. Some even called him Switzerland face. Within hours, he deleted the post, but screenshots live forever. The internet doesn't forget, especially not when it smells blood. Everyone kept tagging him, begging for him to control his mom or protect his baby's mother. But control is not a word that exists in this family's vocabulary. That's when the situation escalated into pure entertainment insanity. Gossip vloggers started live streaming countdowns to each woman's next post. Reaction channels dissected every word like biblical scholars. Someone even made a fake movie trailer titled The Threat, Chrisean vs. Mama Blueface, Judgment Day. It went viral on Twitter with millions of views. The voiceover said, "This fall, one family, two women, infinite drama." The internet turned pain into performance art, and everyone kept tuning in for more. But behind the jokes, there was something darker brewing. Both women started getting actual threats from fans. The feud had crossed from entertainment into obsession. Troll accounts were DMing Karlissa, telling her to leave Chrisean alone, while others were tagging Chrisean saying, "Don't disrespect elders." It wasn't funny anymore. It was toxic theater. But like any great performer, both women refused to log off. They kept feeding the chaos with new posts, knowing attention was the prize. In a world where clout equals currency, drama is the only paycheck that never bounces. The wildest twist came when a mysterious friend of the family went live claiming there was a private group chat where Blueface's mom had said she would handle Chrisean personally. No screenshots, no proof, but that didn't matter. The word threaten started trending again, and the story snowballed. Everyone from shade room commenters to small-town Facebook aunties had an opinion. One user wrote, "She better not play with that girl. Chrisean built different." Another said, "Karlissa needs to remember, Chrisean fights like she pays rent in chaos." The comment sections turned into gladiator arenas, and every emoji was a punch. Even Zeus Network couldn't resist the buzz. They started teasing a possible reunion episode titled Family Feud Reloaded, and fans lost their minds. If Chrisean and Karlissa meet face-to-face again, the cameras better be rolling, one tweet said. It was the perfect storm. Two women with no fear, a fan base addicted to mess, and a media ecosystem designed to amplify every clapback. What started as a few words on Instagram had evolved into a cultural event. Part soap opera, part battle rap, part therapy session gone wrong. And through it all, Chrisean just kept posting like the queen of calm destruction. Every photo, every caption, every smirk screamed power. The girl had mastered the art of silence that speaks louder than rants. She didn't need to scream. The world screamed for her. Meanwhile, Karlissa kept firing shots from her phone, determined to remind everyone that she still had the microphone. Two women, same war, different weapons. The internet was their battlefield, and the fans were their soldiers. By the end of the week, you couldn't scroll without seeing their names. It wasn't just gossip, it was history. People were quoting their lines, remixing their words, selling t-shirts that said, "Watch what you say and ain't worried about nothing." They'd gone from feud to franchise. The saga wasn't over. It was evolving, mutating, expanding. And the craziest part? Both of them knew exactly what they were doing. Both of them knew exactly what they were doing. The morning after the chaos felt like the digital version of a hangover. The internet was quiet, but it wasn't peace. It was the eerie silence before another explosion. Blogs were still replaying clips from both lives, influencers were milking the drama for content, and everyone was waiting for the next move. It felt less like social media and more like a boxing arena where the crowd refuses to go home. Chrisean hadn't posted in 12 hours, and that alone sent fans into panic mode. "She's plotting something," they said. "She always moves in silence before she drops the hammer." And just like clockwork, she did. Out of nowhere, Chrisean uploaded a photo carousel with no caption, just her baby, a calm smile, and a location tag that said, "Peace of mind." It was soft, innocent, almost saint-like. But the message was clear. She wasn't retreating. She was reclaiming control. It was a master move. Flip the narrative, play the victim of the chaos you created, and let the internet crown you the hero. Within an hour, the post hit 1 million likes. Celebrities commented hearts. Fans called her Mother Rock. The same people who'd mocked her a week earlier were now writing essays about her growth. That's the thing about the internet. Outrage expires faster than milk, but sympathy lasts long enough to trend. Meanwhile, Karlissa was furious. She went live again, claiming she was being painted as the villain by people who don't know the truth. She called out blogs for twisting her words, fans for disrespecting her, and Blueface for staying quiet while she got dragged. It was raw, angry, and messy, but in a way, it was real. You could feel that she wasn't just fighting Chrisean anymore. She was fighting to protect her image. "Y'all act like I'm crazy," she said, "but I'm just a mama who loves her son." That line hit differently. For the first time, people stopped laughing. Underneath the dramatics was something sad. A mother trying to hold onto relevance in a world that moved on without her. But the sympathy didn't last. Screenshots started surfacing again. Old Facebook posts, shady comments, clips of Karlissa trashing Chrisean months before this even started. The internet loves receipts, and they pulled up every one. The story flipped again, and the narrative became, Karlissa can't stop herself. Even other mothers started chiming in online, saying things like, "I'd never go online to beef with my son's ex, and that's embarrassing." Karlissa had gone from fiery to foolish in the eyes of the public. She tried to defend herself, but every word only dug the hole deeper. The internet doesn't forgive. It just waits for the next meme. As for Blueface, he was the ghost of his own circus. Every time he posted something unrelated, a new track, a random thought, a photo, the comments were filled with fans yelling, "Fix your family!" or "Check your mama!" His mentions looked like a courtroom. At some point, he just stopped responding. Silence became his only defense. But that silence was expensive, because now the world saw him as the man who couldn't control the two women shaping his public image. It wasn't just drama. It was reputation damage disguised as entertainment. Every headline made him look smaller, weaker, trapped in a narrative he couldn't wrap his way out of. Behind the screens, something else was shifting. Chrisean started getting calls from networks, podcast hosts, and brands that had once avoided her. Suddenly, she wasn't just the girl fighting her baby daddy's mom, she was the survivor of the feud. PR managers started using phrases like rebranding and redemption arc. Her interviews got deeper. She spoke about motherhood, growth, God, and healing. It was a glow-up wrapped in scandal, and people were eating it up. The same fans who laughed at her fights were now calling her an inspiration. The irony was poetic. She didn't change. The narrative did. Karlissa, on the other hand, was losing traction. Her lives stopped trending. Her followers plateaued. Even her comments slowed down. Not because people agreed with her, but because the internet had moved on. Attention is the cruelest drug. Once it fades, withdrawal hits hard. She tried one last live, crying this time, saying she never meant harm. But it was too late. The audience had already changed the channel. Online empathy is like Wi-Fi. It disconnects when you need it most. What's wild is how this feud exposed something bigger than both of them. How social media has turned pain into profit. Chrisean and Karlissa weren't just fighting. They were performing. Every tear, every post, every "I'm done with this drama" speech was content. The algorithm rewards outrage. And they were feeding it like it was a starving beast. Fans think they're watching real life, but it's a digital arena where the loudest pain wins. Somewhere along the line, reality became a business plan, and everyone involved is cashing checks signed by chaos. By now, even people who don't follow hip-hop gossip knew their names. News outlets picked it up, gossip shows ran segments, and late-night comedians cracked jokes about it. The feud had gone mainstream. Blueface's mom versus Chrisean Rock wasn't just a story, it was pop culture currency. Kids quoted it, TikTokers reenacted it, and brands made sly references to it in ads. It became a mirror of modern fame, messy, viral, and impossible to look away from. But here's the kicker. After all the screaming, threats, and tears, both women ended up in the same place. Center stage, louder than ever. Karlissa got her attention back, and Chrisean solidified her legend status as the queen of surviving chaos. It's a twisted win-win. The feud that should have destroyed both of them only made them bigger. That's the dark magic of social media fame. Destruction sells and survival sells even more. Still, behind the viral clips, there's a haunting question. What happens when the cameras stop? When the comments fade? When the next scandal steals the spotlight? Because in this game, silence isn't peace, it's death. Chrisean's silence scares people more than her shouting ever did. Karlissa's quiet feels like a storm forming behind the clouds. They both know this isn't over. They both know the internet doesn't let grudges die. It just buries them until the next leak resurrects them. Somewhere out there, a blogger is refreshing her notifications, waiting for the next slip-up, the next post, the next round of digital war, and deep down, that's the real tragedy. What started as a family issue became a global spectator sport. Millions watched, laughed, analyzed, and judged, forgetting these are real people. Flawed, impulsive, emotional. But the internet doesn't care about reality. It cares about rhythm. The rhythm of outrage, reaction, apology, repeat. Karlissa played her part, Chrisean played hers, and we all bought tickets to the show. No winners, just viral moments stitched together with regret. As the dust finally started to settle, fans noticed something symbolic. Karlissa's Instagram bio changed. It no longer mentioned her son. It just said, "I said what I said." Meanwhile, Chrisean posted one last video, her walking away from the camera with her baby, smiling, sunlight hitting her face. The caption, "God don't miss." It was calm, final, and cold. Like the ending of a movie where the villain walks away smirking because they know the sequel's already in production. And maybe that's exactly what's happening. Because when it comes to Chrisean Rock and Blueface's mom, peace isn't a destination, it's just the intermission. And if you made it this far without throwing your phone, congratulations. You officially survived another round of the internet versus sanity. What we just witnessed wasn't a family feud. It was a masterclass in digital demolition. Blueface's mom turned Instagram into a battlefield. Chrisean turned silence into a weapon. And the rest of us? We turned popcorn into currency. Because let's be honest, drama this juicy should come with its own streaming service. So here's the deal. If you're addicted to scandals that make love and hip-hop look like Sunday brunch, hit that like button like it owes you rent. Smash subscribe so hard the algorithm files a restraining order, and drop a comment below. Whose side are you on? Team Rock or Team Mama Mayhem? Don't just watch the chaos. Participate, because tomorrow, trust me, there'll be another meltdown, another leak, another "you won't believe what happened next." These celebrities don't rest, and neither do we. Every fight, every tear, every subtweet lives right here, uncensored, unapologetic, and dipped in the kind of madness that keeps the internet alive. So buckle up, scandal seekers, because this is just chapter 1 of whatever cosmic soap opera comes next. Same mess, new episode, and you already know where you'll hear it first. This is Scandal Spark, where fame burns faster than the truth, and the only thing louder than the lies is the views. The only thing louder than the lies is the views.